After corrupting all the elves on Old One and repelling massive assaults from both Mommy Marathi and Be'lakor 445, it's time to go on the offensive. My godly power grows, but it's time to become the true 5th Chaos God. And to do this, I must collect the souls of 4 characters for a sussy ritual of immense power, ascending me to my true place as the 5th God. Miao Ying to the east,
For the immortal dragon!
Kataryn to the north, and the Sisters of Twilight to the west.
Sisters of Twilight!
They ain't gonna go down easy. Each one is a major powerhouse. While I'm only strength rank 69, nothing will stop me from achieving godhood. Send your armies, send your monsters. It does not matter. They shall all fall at my presence. This is played on max difficulty, and I do want to note, yes, there's going to be a lot of blockers. I promise you, they're there for a good reason, so I don't get nuked from orbit. I highly encourage you to check out the Discord though if you want to see more content, or just have any questions. I'll be glad to help out. Don't forget to subscribe as well as drop a juicy like, and let's finish this campaign one freak at a time. Time to get rid of our dark cousins in the north. I push on 2 armies onto the altar of darkness. Oh, I'm gonna show them something dark, alright?
O cholera, czy to Freddy Fazbear?
This ends up being a way harder battle than I expect, but they ain't enough to stop me, so I put up my archers there, I put up my dragon in the backline, and we win the battle pretty easily. Elspeth von Draken, we finally get a trade agreement with her, completing our little secret mission. Things are starting to get a little bit sus with her as well, you know. We got her some gifts, and we're gonna keep buttering up till our ultimate plan comes through. The Lizardmen I heard were talking some smack too, so I decided to declare war on them with Alarelle. She attacks Axolotl. They got a pretty big garrison, but I'm able to auto-resolve it so easy. I'm also pushing onto those dirty frickin' rats with Imric. He's got a nice dragon stack, so there's really nothing the rats can do against me. Axolotl comes and brings 2 more juicy stacks against me, but bye-bye. Close victory, I'll take that one. Things are not going so great for Alarelle. Sinesh has got her locked up in a white sticky cocoon dungeon as they're trying to corrupt her very being, and that's when she finally hears a voice. Isha herself, the real Isha this time, potentially coming to save the day. But we need to keep progressing to actually get this done. So I'll continue pressing with Alarelle's really strong stack against the Lizardmen. Another paired victory. We would lose one sister, but I take over 2 little skinky brains and another victory. Back in the game, Vale, we're finally getting our final upgrade right before Alarelle's gonna become fully corrupted and never be able to turn back from Sinesh, and the entirety of Oath 1 is doomed. Isha finally arrives. She gets off of sitting off her ass. She was held off by some Sineshi magic, but now she's broken through, and she offers Alarelle a helping hand and says, Alarelle, together we shall take out Nakari and Sinesh, and they get to duking it out. In a huge battle, Alarelle and Isha end up on top, normally where Nakari would be. But right before Isha is about to completely remove Nakari from the mortal realm, he tempts Alarelle one last time, and we've got a choice to make. We either accept our Sineshi side and vie for our own power, potentially becoming the 6th Chaos God, or we reject Sinesh, team up with Isha, destroy all the Sineshi forces on Oath 1, removing the demons from the world permanently. Now for this campaign, you know what I gotta pick. Succumb to temptation. I'm sorry, Alarelle. Not what I typically choose, but hey, this is Freakhammer, not Warhammer. There are different outcomes depending on what you choose, so I'll give you both options here. The first option, yeah, Isha ends up getting cooked with Alarelle and Nakari joint forces, and Nakari forcibly combines Isha into Alarelle's body, trapping her essentially in a human prison. Essentially, Alarelle, she don't want to be saved, don't save her, and it seems all of Oath 1 might be cooked. Now, let's go to what would happen on the other side. I'm not gonna lie, I would personally choose siding with Isha if it was up to me. Essentially, she joins up, beats Nakari's booty, kicks out Sinesh. She ain't gonna get no elven souls today, buddy. And we win. It's just that simple. The nice and wholesome ending. But we're not on that ending. We're on the other ending. Alarelle will now be the starting point for the entire world getting corrupted, bringing in a 6th Chaos God, the War God. We need to corrupt 3 more characters before the 6th Chaos God can be created. The Sisters of Twilight to the northeast, Kataryn in the north, and Miao Ying in the far east. Only once we've corrupted all 3, if binded their souls to us, will the 6th and most powerful Chaos God be created and finally turn Warhammer into Freakhammer. Now Alarelle was already pretty dang freaky and strong, but with Isha combined inside of her, she is just cracked. She loses all her Lore of Life spells, but for that she gains what's essentially a Mortis Engine and a Healing Mortis Engine. I'll show you exactly what it does in a little bit, just keep an eye out. We have some huge battles coming up, and here's Alarelle's new model, Gaiauza! I don't even know what to say about this one. Lots of pink, lots of vines. I'm not sure how that's comfortable, but Alarelle seems to be fine. Over the end term, the Lizardman forces try to counterattack us with the big ol' army of Mazdamundies. You ain't gonna do much. I just auto-resolved that one nice and easy. The Skaven too are getting a little bit frisky over there. Skeletons in the west respawning from their graves to attack us. Seems we've bitch-massed the money enough, and he's finally willing to accept a peace treaty with a nice hefty sum of money on top of it. I'm gonna use now Alarelle to travel up to the sisters, while Imric deals with the rats over here. They seem to have combined forces with the little humies, but that's not gonna do anything against my Dragonfire, as I just lay it down thick and hard. The way Sinesh likes it, and apparently the Skaven too, is to get burnt into absolute smithereens. I just have way too many breath attacks and skelly dragons. You're cooked little rats. I hate you. I really do. And we win that battle taking my Anar from both the rats and the men. Vieri also has progressed along with Alarelle, both with two different paths she can go down. One where it's more damage-centric line and the other's a more healing line. I go down the more damage-centric line, Marathi's personal pet. Ayo, I don't know what that name is, but anywho, Marathi, you know, she just gives some secret arts to Vieri to help her in aiding Alarelle, and they do lots of dark magic rituals, and then Marathi injects her magic right inside of Vieri, giving her lots of power. Vieri gets a new model here with some armor, less armor. She's basically like a Black Ark Corsair right now from the Dark Elves. I'm not sure how this is going to give her more armor. It looks like less armor to me, but hey, what do I know? The second option, where she's for the army, we'll call it. And Sinesh is really proud of her for seeing all the talents of the Druki and gives her a new model and powers as well. You can see this one is just basically like a little dress thingy. What's below it? I don't know. I'm actually legally blind in the bottom half of my eyeballs. The Skaven do not like me disrespecting them, and they push back on my Anar with their three armies? Oh, Pyrrhic victory. I don't know about this one. I'm gonna have to fight it manually. They do have a lot of guns, but I got the Dragonfire. They shoot me with their green bows. I shoot them with my Dragonfire. Lots of fire coming down from the skies. And again, I should be okay, right? I'm just gonna breath attack all these little dirty rats, and it's gonna be light work. I pull out my dragons. I take the fight to them, because I am not no chicken, okay? I'm gonna fight these brothers. I know it's gonna probably be easier if I, hide in the walls, but I don't hide. I attack. I am the predator of the prey that is hiding. Alright, so starting off, the first army gets clapped pretty hard. We take a little bit of damage on the dragons, but there's so many guns. I'm getting a little chip damage here and there from the rattling guns. Even if they only get one volley, there's so much of them that one volley is straight up killing my dragons. One dragon is already about to go down as it gets a face full of Night Runner slingers, and it takes tons of damage. Another rattling gun shoots at my dragon and my treeman, and it goes a lot worse than I was expecting. But I was like, hey, it's still fine at this point. I got so many dang dragons. Dragon, 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 dragon. I can't lose. They're tier like crazy, man. They're dirty rats. Kill them. But there's just so many. As soon as I kill one and chase it off, it routes, comes back, shoots my dragon, routes, come back, shoot my dragon, and I try to kill Ikeclaw, but he has a stupid net spell that nets all the flying units, so every single time before I catch him, he runs away from me like a little biatch. I hate these little rats. I swear, they're pissing me off. I send out my garrison too to attack, and they also got clapped by a thunderbolt. Mortars, everything is just destroying me. And honestly, things would have been fine, right? I had Imric here, and I would have got another heal on Imric, but he died when I wasn't looking. 1 second, I turned my head away, and this brother's dying. Like, I got scammed. And yeah, ultimately, I tried my best, though, right? We're running low on Dragonius power. And I try to run back to the city, finally doing what I probably should have done to start a battlefield, if it wasn't for my hubris, but, game is game. So I run back there, I try to just keep off the rats for as long as I can, and hopefully my towers can get damage output on them. And I have a Psycho Charge, Breath Attack. I use every single ability at my disposal. But that stupid net spell of Ikeclaw removes my mobility. So I get caught by some of these Stormworm and Halberds doing tons of damage on my dragons. And we just slowly get whittled down. I try my absolute best because I was pissed at this point. I honestly did not expect to lose this battle. I was playing like chill, one hand, you know how it is. But it just wasn't enough. I needed to lock in. And you know what? I will lock in. You dirty cheese-munching, hole-digging rats will all feel my pain. I'm bringing out BB3 Nakari to give those rats some discipline. I also push on the Sisters of Alarelle over in Nagaroth. Bye-bye, little ladies. Azazel back in the game. Vale's recruiting a juicy army of tree spawn, a brand new unit. And the rats decide to attack me. Oh, I'm locking in this time. Instantly, I'm gonna go after Ikeclaw. Now that finally my lord is not flying, we can kill Ikeclaw pretty effectively. Bye-bye, you stinky, dirty rat. Breaking open his doom wheel, and I rampage his whole army. Nakari, if you don't know, I think I've already said it, but when he runs into stuff, they rampage. Considering those Skavens are all a range faction, pretty dang good. And I'm not gonna let any of those stupid rattling guns or mortars that killed me last time get away. And I just send Nakari psycho charging through the entire backline, and the rats have no mass to stab my brother, especially in the trees. You're not gonna do nothing. And yeah, I just able to run through in the car, whip them, I pull my archers too to get some volley fire into the storm vermin halberds, and we're gonna win that battle from the dirty rats. Never ever act like you are something in the future. You are nothing. Back in the east, the sisters are moving up to the Witchwood. They have a big army here, but they're gonna get clapped by the sister stack. We'll also finally get one of Drycha's heroes into Nuln, where we finally get that event with Elspeth Draken, baby. I don't know what she's doing here. It's a little weird why they're the spiky vines. I don't know. But the reason why this is happening, she gets addicted to the Ishmael wine we've been giving her. You know, like Dave Blunt's. I can't put down the cup. I can't put down the cup. She can't put it down, so now Elspeth is like, oh, please, me, I need this. So we got for a deal. Hey, either get vassalized under us, or destroy the entirety of Nuln and just live in a dungeon somewhere where you can have infinite purple chug jug juice. Now, if you choose one, you get a unique building, so I'll show you that. Now, if I were to have destroyed Elspeth von Draken, you get Nuln and you get this little building here. The thicket is pretty mid, to be honest, and it was definitely the right option for me to confederate Elspeth instead of just destroying her. I'm gonna vassalize her. Elspeth is a nice, kind lady who's very, very strong, so I definitely like that upgrade. Alario's getting really close to the Witchwood at this point as she finally takes that final settlement before she's right on the sister's booty. And we're gonna finally declare war on Zidina Catherine. With having the vassal of Nuln, which is one of the strongest factions in the campaign, I'm confident to take on both Kislev and the Empire. Now, they're really, really strong, and we're at war with almost the entire world at this point, but hey, I am the war god, and I will create my power by absorbing all the souls in the entire world as we take to Talbheim from Kislev. I mainly fought them because I got that event, and also, that's the Griffinwood over there. How dare they take the Griffinwood from me? I gotta take that back, my brother. And you can see, Elspeth does own a lot of the map, and now she's at war with a bunch of factions that are directly next to her, so I'm sorry, Elspeth, but it has to happen. Azazel too is just going to continue recruiting a bunch of troops here. I finally get these brand new war dancers, which do have a unique model I'll show you later, along with the tree spawn. Tree spawn combined with treatment, it's exactly what they are. Alario continues in the south, and we finally get a huge battle. One beastie boy needs to go down first. So we just take them out, get their punishment, because we're going to need all our forces for this next fight. Skeletons and the sisters have teamed up to clap my booty. But I don't like that, man. I'm a fan of doing the clapping, not getting clapped. So we fight that battle against two huge stacks. I don't want to show off some of the models I haven't shown you in this campaign yet. So we got Alario's here first. She's got a flower growing in her eyeball. That can't be comfortable. Viadi too, she's got that drip on her. Viadi kind of got that aura too. She got a little skull aura. So pretty cool units. The dragon comes down and gets obliterated by the sister fire. And here the tree spawn too as we're rushing into this base. Literally just like tentacle trees. Little bit freaky, a little bit weird. You can see them here. His mouth is, I don't even know what that is. Keep these brothers away from me, but send them all the enemies. I do not want nothing to do with them, though. They're pretty cool models, though. And we win the battle pretty easily just by me glazing it. And we get the next event where essentially, you know, they do some celebrating with Nakari while Tyrion watches. Here he is. I'm still trying to confederate him, but he apparently is not a big fan of what's happening with Alario. I don't know why, so I'm going to use all my influence to hopefully make him like us a little bit more. And the Beastmen also decide to join our cause and provide us some monetary benefits to taking out the sisters, because they have their own plans they want to set in motion. So we got a temporary alliance, and we finally make it to the Griffinwood. Drycha takes it. Light work. Give me that settlement. It's for the trees, not for you. Azazel's army is finally fully completed, and I teleport him to Grand Cathay. Kislev counterattacks me with the big army, but I'm just going to run away. Bye-bye. And then he ambushes right in front of my face.
I've mastered the ability of standing so incredibly still.
Bro is on that Drax mindset. I made a bit of a whoopsie sending Azazel to Grand Cathay. He's actually supposed to be in Kislev to personally defeat the Zidina. That's the only way we're going to be able to get her soul, so back to Kislev you go. Now we're going to counterattack him with Drycha and another stack. It's a little Slanesh army we got earlier. And this brother's probably going to be cooked. We can just auto-resolve that one. Bye-bye. We lose one unit. Also, did you see that like tree root animation Drycha did? I've never seen that before, and it's really, really cool. But there is a lot of force though in the Witchwood. We finally made it over there. The sisters managed to reinforce it. And this is two really high tier elite Wood Elf stacks. Wood Elves have some of the strongest armies in the entire game. Way Watchers, Deep Woods, Dragons, Wildwoods. It's going to be a long one. I set up this battle. I sent Vieti and Alario on the front lines to hopefully just absorb as much fire as they can. They're pretty thick and tanky in more ways than one. So putting them in the front line should allow these sisters to get tons of volleys. And the sky is just filled with white fire. Kind of crazy. I mean, these dragons are getting taken out instantly as they come in there. It's literally like shooting birds down from the sky. It's just disgusting. This is definitely eco-terrorism, but game is game, like I always say. As we continue shooting on them, they try to rush in with their dryads and all their flying units that they had, but it's honestly not enough. Even the great stags just get absolutely pelted down as they try to come towards me. The second army comes in, but by the time they do, I've already pretty much killed the first army. We got a tree spawn summon from Alarelle, Vieti too. We did take some heavy damage back from all of their archers and some dragon breath attacks and talons of the night, but we're doing pretty damn well. As the second army comes in a big clump, and they also just get obliterated by that fire from the sisters as we zoom on through this battlefield. No matter the amount of troops, we end up winning that one. That one got a little dangerous though. Our sister took a bunch of damage and so did all of our heroes. And remember, we have no more healing in this campaign, at least spell-wise. We only have that ability on Alarelle. With that, we're able to fully take the Witchwood and then sack it. And then I'm going to attack the sisters afterwards. And then I end up losing 2 sisters, but you know, I can't be asked, so I just auto-resolve it. And we get the final event for Alarelle, the final seal. Essentially, it's done. At this point, you're just fully a Sinesh demon, and Alarelle completely changes and she gets a second demonic form. She essentially becomes a demon princess of the new Chaos God, which is going to be arriving real soon, as Nakari injects all of his power into Alarelle. Apparently she enjoys it, but she does have some headaches afterwards. It got a little crazy. The Chaos Lords come down from their hold in the north with Archeon to try to stop me from dominating all of Kislev. I'm fine with that. Let's fight, little bro. This Chaos Lord stack has tier 5 units, Dreadquake Mortar Trains, Bale Tauruses, Kadai, Fireglaves, Ironsworn, all the most hyper elite stuff the dwarves could possibly recruit. But I got Drycha and her little homies. They try to send down like a nuke on me and they just miss. El Aura, honestly. The Dreadquake Mortar though does get some good volleys though and does some tons of damage to my Dryads. I summon one in the backline and try to take out some of these Hell Cannons. But the Kadai Fireborn are really good against Dryads, so I'm just going to hopefully have to grind them down with pure numbers. I got a couple archers too to poke in, but a nasty Dreadquake kills 2 Dryads pretty much outright because they can shoot in melee for some reason. W. They can't really pull back though because AI is literally stupid. As the second army comes in, I send the rest of my legendary heroes and Dryads to the front line because they're going to be my main fighting force, even though I got a bunch of Dryads here. They continue just casting all the spells and abilities I have. If I had to list them all now, I would literally turn into the rap god with how much yapping I would do. But you know, just we got a spawn summon, Drycha, little grippy Dryad. They're all over here just swarming the little Chaos Dwarves. And they're not able to get set up and hit us with all their firepower. And we're able to take that win. Pushing them back so we can continue pushing on Katerin. And making sure to finish them off too. Because you can never let a brother get back up. Or he's going to get you. He does attack me with the second army. But I'm just going to run away. And then he decides to attack Drycha's army. Which I can just auto-resolve too. And that really should be all of the Chaos Dwarves dealt with for now. We also finally get the sisters' last settlement, completing them and corrupting their souls. The Beastmen want to take their prize, right? They say, hey, we helped you out, so now we get the sisters. We got some arts and crafts we want to show them because they're trying to become artists, and we heard that they were like the Da Vinci's of their time. So like, okay, so they do some arts and crafts together, painting with the sisters, real wholesome like. Now, I didn't even know painting could be this intense. It's like Food Wars, but painting. Now, for some reason, they're only using white paint, which is a little strange, but I guess if it works, it works. It must be like some really artsy stuff. And we finally corrupt the sisters, adding to our power to create the first Chaos God. That's one of the 3 that we need. We can vassalize or confederate them, but you know, I like confederation, brings them closer to home, and we fully own the sisters now, and they're going to be joining our faction to take out the rest of the armies. Now, what the hell is that unit card? I don't even think I can show that, but it's pretty weird. Here's our model 2, by the way. 2 is better than 1. But yeah, this model is pretty fire. I'm gonna recruit them up an army in the Witchwood, some Dryads, some tree spawn, because that's what I got. We also got a unique building over here too. Pretty cool. For free. Nice. We end the turn and we get attacked by what might be the strongest Reichland army I've ever seen in this game. I don't even think it could be stronger if they physically tried. Despite this though, the Prince and Emperor Karl wants to take out all 3 of my legendary heroes by himself, while the thick plane lady shoots him from the back. She actually gets friendly fire on Alarelle though, and she's getting pretty worse for wear, so I might have to pull her back. I cast a couple of regrowths as the plane lady's out of position. We finally do kill the Prince of Emperor, and at that point we're able to just push through. The Lumars get some big shots into Ariel, almost killing her. I got really nervous at this point. I'm going to need her for her healing and overall power. But ultimately, she's able to get away with a nice regrowth and some healing. We're getting shot up by just tons of shit from the steam tank, land ship, and a bunch of huntsmen. But we're able to push through with the spawn summon all my little heroes. Once we get onto them, it's pretty light work. They're good at melee, but they're not good enough against my elite legendary heroes. I got Dryads clanking away at the armor. Clang, 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 clang. Alarelle clanging them, backshotting with Broccoli Head, and all the little ships and steam tanks go down. The Empire engineering is falling before the might of the forest. In the same way that we destroyed Karl Franz's entire army, Nakari and Alarelle have that's called a strategy meeting, where they throw around lots of strategies. And then they celebrate their victory over the Prince and Emperor with all the demons. It's a real fun party. I'm not sure for Alarelle, but definitely for everybody else. Ain't no party like Sneshy Party, as Draja pushes on to Katarin's other settlement, Betch Heaven. I can't actually reach it, so I just kind of sit there and they attack me with 2 big armies. Oh yeah, I'm definitely gonna fight that one 3 armies. The Kislevites are clearly not that smart, and they decide to fight in the trees like the stupid Skaven. I thought humans were better than rats, but apparently not. As we rush at them with the Treekin and Sisters, and we're getting pretty good. The Treekin are tanky while the Sisters have lots of damage output. It's how the 2-prong combo works. While all my little heroes continue to cast their huge spells like this Dwellers of Below, which is going to hit like 10 units in one big blob, so they're going to be cooked. And obviously the trees are going to be way better for all of our tree units, as the Treekin and the Dryads fight on top of each other and they clap them. Nakari puts on to the final 30 rat settlement too and takes out Igaclaw. Tyrion really doesn't want that confederation. Maybe he didn't like what we were doing with Alarelle earlier. We got a new dragon stack, and we finally reach where Zadina is with Azazel. We have to take out Zadina's army with Azazel, and we finally reach there, and we get there. It's a valiant defeat, so I bring over a final little grippy army, and we take it out. We get a big fight with Caterino Bappacino. Eventually, Azazel comes out on top and takes her over, and we get animated battle, we'll call it. And we play a little goofy prank on Caterin, where we pull a rabbit out of a hat and put it back again many times until Caterin becomes convinced that, you know what, I do want to join you, and we collect Caterin's soul as well, bringing us to 2 souls collected, with a 3rd one on the way. Now that we've taken out Caterin, there's really no need for us to be here. There are lots of armies that are going to take all the lands we just occupied, but I can't really deal with that. The dwarves are here, I can't fight them. Auto-resolve, I'll take the L, while I send the Sisters, Azazel, Drycha, pretty much all my strongest armies over to the Grand Cathayan lands. These guys are strength rank 3, so they're pretty damn strong, but they're going to be cooked. I have so much overwhelming force in this little pocket where their armies are more dispersed out, so we get the first settlement pretty easily. We're going to have to take them out and make sure that the strength ranking is fully dominated before Miao Ying will even think about coming under our rule, as we continue finally dealing with those stupid skeletons in the east. But you can see, because we don't actually own Ulthuan technically, even though Tyrion's our vassal, we have some huge penalties for our entire faction, so I really want to confederate Tyrion as quickly as I can. We also finally get Lothern to tier 5 with a unique settlement, the Court of Turtle Enticement. Pretty interesting name and pretty damn OP, way better than the base game one. Marathi too finally gets completely dominated. We don't need her soul, but you know, it's always nice to have Mommy Marathi on our side, and we vassalize her. We push onto a settlement owned by Balthazar Gel, who tries to help out his homie. We clap that one as well. We finally get a bunch of influence, so I just lay up all my influence on Tyrion. Hopefully he can forgive all the sus things that Alario's doing, as he sat back and watched. Karl Franz too, we disciplined him enough and he wants a peace treaty. Give me that money and I'll get it for you, little bro. And we track down the final Grand Cathayan army that's here. It was kind of easier than I expected to deal with all these Grand Cathayans, and we complete that quest battle, and we finally have the final battle of the campaign that will need to be taken out with the Zazzle, fighting the Storm Dragon. We must fight this battle and take out Minfan's armies with a little bit of help, and if we can do this, we're going to officially capture Meow Meow and become the 6th Chaos God, corrupting all 3 souls. You can see we got an ambush on the Cathayan forces, but they're beating our Seneshi guys pretty easily with a nasty comment coming down their face. So I'm going to send my forces along with the assisting Norskins to take them out before they run away, and we have to do this all over again. Azazel comes in with the RKO to save his boys from Minfan, because they were clapping there. We sent out 1 Phoenix, we sent out 2 Phoenix, we got all the Phoenixes, and it runs right through the lines as they're running, which is a horde of Treekin and War Dancers. You can see we're actually just mince-meeting all the little Grythayans. They cannot even stand a chance. They're way too low tier for us. He does have a little Blimpy boy, which I won't really be able to get to, but it should be okay, as it tries to desperately shoot in. Meow Meow seems to like she's not having a good time. More servants of the ruinous powers. You better believe it. We're coming out thick and hard, and Minfan tries to run away, but Azazel tracks her ass down. You ain't escaping from the predator of the prey that is hiding, and he kind of runs around her like a little fly until eventually he gets her and takes her out. Meow Meow now is completely demoralized as we run through her entire army. Bye bye Meow Meow's army, you're not gonna make it out, as the Jade Warriors all rout, and I have my reinforcing army pushing them as well. Honestly, Meow Meow, I'm sorry, but we already played one campaign where you were the victory. Now you gotta take this bad L, and we defeat Meow Meow's army. Ha ha ha, this is what I like to see. Bring me that dragon in chains. I'm not sure we added cow there. Dragon, he's a dragon, not a cow. Come on, bro. And yeah, this is the Victory Royale as we run over and win the battle. We get a unique weapon, and we get the final freaky event. Meow Meow. Azazel captures hers as well and brings her to us so we can create the 6th Chaos God. I don't know what Azazel's all doing in this process, but he seems to be sapping out all the energies of Meow Meow and channeling him into 2 big orbs and 1 big tree trunk. All 3 souls combined, all 3 Warhammer powerful deities combined. 2, 1, boom! The 6th Chaos God is made, and that's me, the War God. And I hope you guys enjoyed. We got the game unveiled to tier 5 as well. We got pretty much all the freaky buildings, and at this point, the entire world is dominated for the end of time. There shall be no more war, just freak, because that's the way the War God does it, despite my name. I know, quite a juxtaposition. I hope you guys enjoyed. Check out the Discord. I'm telling you, it's gonna have literally everything you want. I promise you, all the questions you have are gonna be solved there. Now, like and subscribe, because it really helps out this juicy channel. We're still quite small, so any help I get is really, really appreciated. I look at all the comments, so leave anything you want to see, know about, or get help with, or suggestions for the future. I don't know, guys. I hope you loved it. Keep your hands in the air. You're the goats. I'm the god, and I will see you next time.